This is coverage you can count on. WGAL News 8 at noon starts now.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Roach. Right now, a part of Millersville Road in Lancaster County is closed, and it will stay closed until mid-August. It's the bridge that spans the Conestoga River between Rice Road in Lancaster Township and the entrance to the Circle M campground in Pequea Township. News 8's Jake Reyes has more.
Nearly 13,000 vehicles travel over the Millersville Road Bridge every day, but now that those signs have been laid down, you'll mainly find just construction vehicles over it as crews work to extend the life of this bridge through mid-August. Take a look at crews setting up the closure just 10 minutes before 6 this morning. This route will be shut down so crews can work on concrete repairs, painting, guardrail work, and applying a concrete surface to the road. The project started in February, but now PennDOT says a more extensive closure is necessary. The van you're seeing on your screen is one of the last drivers to sneak in before this work begins. But there will be a detour route. Drivers can take Route 999 on Millersville Pike, Hershey Avenue, Fairview Avenue, and Route 324 on New Danville Pike. PennDOT says to plan extra time if this is part of your daily commute.
We are going to be pushing traffic, a lot of traffic, onto that detour route. We hope people will adhere to the detour and also drive with caution on that route because there's going to be more traffic on it.
Now, if you missed what I said about the detour route, that's all right. I do have this link posted on my Facebook page, but you can also check out our website, WGAL.com. Reporting at Pequea Township, Jake Reyes, WGAL News 8.
Convicted murderer Jerry Bagenstos will be sentenced this afternoon in the Lancaster County Courthouse. Back in April, Bagenstos was found guilty of killing his estranged wife, Mary Ann, 40 years ago. Her body has never been found. News 8's Sarah Metz covered that trial for us, and she will be back in the courtroom for today's sentencing. You can find all of our coverage of that trial on WGAL.com. Right now, former New Jersey Senator, Democratic Senator Bob Menendez is in a Pennsylvania prison to start his 11-year federal sentence for bribery and corruption. 8 on your side political reporter Tom Lehman is live from that federal prison in Schuylkill County. Tom?
Yeah, Brian, earlier today, former Senator Bob Menendez arriving here in Butler Township, coming to FCI Schuylkill here in Schuylkill County, and he's going to begin serving his sentence at this medium security facility here in central Pennsylvania that is also described as having a minimum security prison camp. The former senior senator from New Jersey, who is 71, was convicted of multiple counts of accepting bribes, including gold bars, a luxury car, and cash from New Jersey businessmen. In exchange, Menendez, who once chaired the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, took actions that benefited the businessmen as well as the governments of Qatar and Egypt. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison. A lawyer for Menendez calling that sentence a life and death sentence because of his client's advanced age. Again, Menendez arriving here at FCI Schuylkill earlier today this morning. In Schuylkill County, Tom Lehman, News 8.
An online post reportedly made by the Adams County Sheriff is facing backlash from both residents and a county commissioner. News 8's Gabrielle Thomas has this story for us.
We're told one of the commissioners got word of the picture on Facebook yesterday morning, which was apparently posted on Sheriff James Muller's Facebook page, who is the sheriff in Adams County. The image shows a white pickup truck with red splatter on it, along with a caption that says, quote, "The all-new Dodge Ram Protester Edition." The post was made over the weekend during the No Kings protests across the country and in the Susquehanna Valley. News 8 viewers have also sent us the same picture, but it looks like that post has since been removed from Muller's Facebook page. News 8 reached out to Sheriff Muller for comment, but we didn't hear back. Now, in response, the Adams County Board of Commissioners put out a statement saying they don't support or agree with anything that even hints at political violence, and they expect the sheriff to uphold the law. News 8 also received a statement from Commissioner Marty Qualley last night, who said, quote, "The sheriff has placed law-abiding citizens and law enforcement at risk through his comments." Commissioner Qualley went on to say that even though the board has a statement, he will not support the statement itself since there are no repercussions for the sheriff's actions. The county administrator tells us no further action will be taken at this time. Reporting here in studio, I'm Gabrielle Thomas, WGAL News 8.
News 8 also reached out to the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. It says it doesn't comment on any complaints that may be filed in situations like this, but it does welcome those complaints. It also tells us it is aware of the reported post and encourages people in positions of public trust to promote respect and inclusion for all Pennsylvanians. The search continues today for 36-year-old Ben Garrett. Police in Hanover, York County say Garrett was last heard from on May 21st. He's now in the National Crime Information Center as a missing person, NCIC. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you are asked to contact your local police department. In Franklin County, police are looking for two men who they say stole a hard drive out of an ATM. State police say back in October of last year, the men pictured here were seen at the ATM security camera at the Patriot Federal Credit Union along West King Street in Southampton Township. Police say the men entered the drive-thru and removed a hard drive stored within the ATM. An ATM hard drive could contain transaction information and sensitive data. Here's a live look now over our Skycam network. A rainy Monday today has led to a drippy and drizzly Tuesday. Here's meteorologist Ethan Houston.
Well, here's the thing, Brian. We're already warmer than yesterday's high. We're in the upper 60s to lower 70s. So we're at 67 right now in Harrisburg, 68 in Lancaster, and into the 70s. And we do have a lot of moisture sitting overhead. You just saw in those sky cams, even a few drops there on the camera lens. And because of the rain that we had the past few days and actually a couple weeks now, we do have a flood watch in effect for Franklin County, Mifflin County, and points off to the west, because we do anticipate some heavier downpours for areas primarily along the northwest of I-81. We have reports of drizzle and mist out there right now, but notice we're starting to see more showers and thunder showers blossom back towards Johnstown in Pittsburgh. Some of those are along an advancing warm front. So as we go through the afternoon, be prepared for scattered showers and thunder showers, and there could be some decent downpours at times during the evening commute and past sunset. We're going to keep our weather pretty active the next few days. More showers and thunder showers will be around on Wednesday, and then we could see some strong storms on Thursday. We'll talk about that more coming up in the updated 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Ethan. The G7 summit started with 7, but now it's down to 6. The U.S. president back in Washington after an early exit from the G7 summit, leaving unfinished business for the remaining world leaders on their final day in Canada together. News 8's Amy Liu has more from Washington.
President Donald Trump and other leaders of the G7 were set to talk about trade and other conflicts happening abroad. But the president says the Israel-Iran crisis is forcing him to leave a day early.
Thank you in Canada, but you probably see what I see, and I have to be back as soon as I can.
Before leaving Canada, President Trump joined the G7 leaders, issuing a statement calling for a de-escalation of hostilities in the Middle East, including a ceasefire in Gaza. But President Trump says he's also working to find a diplomatic solution to end the conflict in the Middle East. While Israel appears to be expanding airstrikes on Iran, Trump reportedly told members of his administration to meet with Iranian officials as soon as possible and called for the immediate evacuation of the country's capital. While signing a new trade deal with the British Prime Minister, he warned Iran to curb its nuclear program before it's too late.
I want to see no nuclear weapon in Iran, and we're well on our way to making sure that happens.
Early this morning on Air Force One, President Trump clarified that he is not looking for a ceasefire, but rather a, quote, real end to the crisis. In Washington, I'm Amy Lowe.
New at noon today, it seems Americans had a tighter grip on their wallets last month. This morning, the Commerce Department reporting that U.S. retail sales fell by 0.9% in May from the prior month. Back in early spring, Americans rushed to purchase big-ticket items, trying to beat the effects of the president's tariff policies before they went into effect. That sent retail sales surging in March, but spending has reined in a bit since then.